What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering the prelims, specifically the fight between Charles Byrd and Maki Pitolo ahead of UFC 250. These are just the early prelims. I'm also going to be covering the prelims and the main card. So if you're interested to see my fight prediction on those fights as well, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can check those out as soon as they come out, which should be tomorrow. So this is actually the first fight of the prelims that's going to take place between Charles Byrd and Maki Pitolo. Byrd is currently the favorite right now, sitting at -177. And then you have Pitolo, which is the underdog, sitting at +138. So let's start with Charles Byrd for a second. So he currently has a record of 10 wins, 6 losses, and his wins are actually rather diversified. He's got 3 by knockout, he's got 5 by submission, and 2 by decision. Byrd is coming from 2 losses ahead of UFC 250, so again, this is something that needs to be considered. And he actually lost against Edmund Shabazian. If I butchered his name, Edmund, if you're watching, I'm sorry. He also lost against Darren Stewart. And his last UFC win was actually in March 2018 against John Phillips, where he won via a rear naked choke. So Byrd is that type of fighter who has the ability to obliterate your face, but at the same time, he's also a very crafty fighter in many ways. He's able to work his way around your neck and just squeeze it like a python snake squeezes like a little hamster. So he's got extremely hard holds, and if he can put you in those holds, it's danger for you. Taking a look at some of his past performances as well, I think the grappling route could potentially be the secret weapon to his win if it were to happen in this UFC 250 bout. So what about Maki Pitolo? Despite the fact that he's the underdog, we shouldn't sleep on him because he's also a very dangerous fighter. His record is currently 12-5, and half of his wins have actually come from knockout or technical knockout, while 3 have come from a submission and 3 have come from a decision. His winning ways are also relatively versatile, but at the same time, it's more evident that Pitolo is a fighter that has the hunger of getting that hard overhand right to terminate the fight. We've seen it against Thiago Rela in 2017, where it literally only took him 1 round to sleep him completely. And we've also seen it more recently in 2019 against Justin Michael Sumter. Pitolo comes from a most recent loss via unanimous decision against Callan Potter, which took place in October 2019. So having said all this, how do I think this fight is going to go? Considering the odds, considering the backgrounds, considering their latest fights, I think it could be anyone's fight. Now, there could potentially be a factor of ring rust when we want to talk about the situation of Charles Byrd, but at the same time, we've seen his grappling prowess, which could potentially favor him. Pitolo, on the other hand, is a very lethal striker, so if there's a way that Pitolo is going to win this fight, I think it could be via knockout because we've seen his overhand right. But at the same time, he could put you in a hole. You know, it could really go either way. So with this being said, what am I going to go with? I'm going to go with Charles Byrd. So in this fight, I think it could potentially end up in a submission or via unanimous decision. I don't really see a guy like Charles Byrd completely knocking out Maki Pitolo, but I'm going to lean more towards Charles Byrd for this fight. That's what I think personally, but I'm also interested to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below who you think has the fight in the bag. I'm going to be covering the later fights, also the main cards, which will come out tomorrow. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel. And if you do subscribe and I see you guys in the next one, then I'll see you guys in the next one.